Quality education is as much of a relevant goal today as ever. Many countries don't have the luxury of quality education, and this can result in a lack of academic knowledge, but it also affects the general knowledge of the average citizen. This may lead to a lack of awareness around problems like climate change or other threats we may face today. A group of students and teachers from 5 different countries all met in Copenhagen to help solve the issue at hand. For 1 week, they would educate themselves about the topic and work together to help raise awareness for quality education. 3 groups have taken it upon themselves to teach younger students about pressing issues in our society, becoming an example of how to provide quality education for the younger teenagers who will hopefully take the message to heart and help spread it throughout the world. But why in Copenhagen? The city's population is a varied and multicultural society with many different demographics represented, lending itself to interviews with the populace. But what is quality education?
There's a lot of discussion in Sweden about education right now, and now the discussion is to move responsibility for the school back to the states to make it more equal around the country.
I think education changes, and I think it's good that it's getting different because society changes as well. We should be careful not to impose our system on other countries. We need to try to do that on the same eye level, take into account the cultural differences, and that's quite a challenge. And I think it's important to have that in mind.
Here in Europe, you can be like a teenager or like a 17, 18-year-old. You can go outside, have a job, make money on the go every day. It's not the case where I come from. It's quite difficult. Like there's no minimum wage. To get like proper good education, you need to go to a private school. And so for me, I had to go to the American University in Cairo.
Back in the 80s, 90s, nobody went to college, and I got that chance. Even in college and high school and wherever, you focus on how it used to be and people aren't thinking about the future.
Quality education means to me I learned something, and it's more than lexical, learned by experience, not learned by the book.
Depends if we want to make the whole world a better place. Yeah, that should be the case.
And we're working with the SDG number 4, which is about quality education.
I'm working with the group that's going to present to the parents. We're going to do like an interactive engagement. They will get like more like focused on the subject. They're going to be like more willing to cooperate.
We test if they really listen to us and like really learn something from our presentation, so that we can get their focus and really make sure that they listen.
This week our group is doing a documentary, so we collect content and interviews for both the students, teachers and other Danes to make a documentary about SDG number 4 and how everyone is working with it.
I think mostly on younger children it's really important to interact with the things that are taught to you, because only listening feels like the problem and the issue is like really far away from your actual life and your actual standing points. Me and my group, we are working on a project, and this project is about teaching, and we're going to teach some younger students about sustainable food consumption.
I learned that how much water is in meat when it's shipped around and stuff, and that it's better to buy meat locally than from other areas.
I learned how much of the food is wasted and how much the global emissions and how the benefits of eating more sustainable food. And
we're doing an interactive presentation, and we're working with discrimination within the educational system, focusing on some different examples and cases. So I think it's never too early to start talking about like these quite heavy subjects with.
I'm gonna work with the sub-goal that's called Eliminate All Discrimination in Education. They have to do a quiz and like watch a video.
A lot of people actually go through different kind of discrimination, much as people who go through racial discrimination. I didn't think about that. Education is free in Denmark. Some countries they don't have that privilege, and also because like school here really takes your mental health and like how you are very seriously.
That it's really important to know about discrimination. That I'm really lucky when I like think about like how other people just can't like have the same education that I can get.
And also I think that more people should know about here. The teachers treat all equal.
I was actually born in India, and the education is a lot different from it is here. So I think I have a lot more opportunities in Denmark. The fact that I'm privileged enough to have quality education, I think I'm going to think about that more and not take it for granted.
I think that being a citizen of a privileged country, a developed country like ours, we have an obligation, a moral obligation to support education all over the world.
All in all, quality education is a privilege, of which we've grown up with. But for the majority of people, it is nothing more than a dream. That is also why it is our responsibility to help those countries and spread awareness of the problems which we are fortunate enough not to face. Alone we can't change the world, but we can make a difference in another person's world. So what will you do?